All right, good morning, good evening, good night. Shout out to everybody out there around the world. I'm bringing you another episode of Layer 1 Live here today. We're covering the entire crypto industry, and I've got the lads in the house. We are hanging out in Lad City. It's a beautiful Monday. And look, we've got about a week to make this photo happen because ETH gas fees are low. Low. So this is society if ETH's gas was lower. That's where I'm at right now, and we've got about a week to make it happen. So our vibe, our tribe's in the chat. Let me know if I'm coming through all right. I can adjust that audio as we go forward. Got a big episode here today for you guys. Got some lads news to get to. Per usual, we're shipping. Smash the like, as Troin is saying right there. But we got a lot of things going on. If it is your first time here, this is Layer 1 Live. This is LADZ City. We are a cross-project social token community and city. And we're absolutely killing it, man. LADZ Day was on Friday. We had everybody in the house. I mean, LADZ Day is Crypto Buffalo's baby. And the vision for LADZ Day was to carry that energy from episode, event, whatever we were doing, to the next, where we had like 4 compounding events, and I think that happened. I mean, LADZ City Radio was absolutely popping off. By the end of it, while we were getting going, we had Easy Street, we had NFT Live, we had NFT Arcade. Shout out to my man Kagiyan, getting after it with the gaming there. But the energy was awesome. Tom Bilyeu, that was a great interview that Buffalo put down there. So LADZ Day was amazing, but let's look forward to this week. I'm going to pull up really quick the calendar for the week so I can get you guys in. So we got Layer 1 Live right now. That is happening live. Layer 1 podcast tomorrow with Charged Particles. Shout out to Hashrines for making this one happen. Lander's working hard to get the best guests out there on the LADZ City network. We've got NFT Live on Wednesday. I believe it's going to be Colonize Mars. Easy Street, I'm still trying to, me and Easy still talking which day works better for Easy Street there. So Easy Street is coming to you once this week. We just don't know when exactly that time is. And then we've got NFT Live, we've got NFT Arcade, LADZ City Radio, and LADZ Poker on Friday. That's going to be another great LADZ Day, and we're doing LADZ Series of Poker, of course. I've got a couple winners. This week on LADZ Series of Poker. So we're running the poker nights on Fridays for everyone. If you're a nomad, you can get in there. Don't need to have any type of rank above Guardian or anything like that. So we're doing some winnings there, but we are running LADZ Series of Poker. If you're a Guardian or above, you can take place in this season-long, this 3-month-long series of poker that we've set up. So I've got Nat, I've got Ari, and I've got Loadmaster, as well as Bullseye, who are going to come in at 1, 2, 3, and 4 for the first season of LADZ Series of Poker. They're going to be at the final table. No matter what happens in the next 2 months, the final table takes place. And I believe it's in about 2 months. So after part 2 and part 3 of LADZ Series of Poker, there are 3 parts. All of the winners from part 1, part 2, and part 3, meaning month 1, month 2, month 3, they're all going to sit down for a chance at a big time NFT at the end of the season. And I'm sure that might have something to do with a little bit of a ring. So you'll be getting some interesting things there. Electrifying, if you will. So let me get to a couple shout-outs. Shout out to Ballast, by the way, who absolutely played a masterful hand. This is second hand I'm hearing this. Masterful 5-4 hand. Shout out to Ballast there. All right, I have 22 of you guys in the chat. Get the word out. Let's go. Let's make it happen. It's early. I just pressed live, but get the word out. Hash Rhymes is in the house. Kieran. Crypto Buffalo was first. Shout out to my man Kieran. Crypto Stamina. Tigbo. Easy and Crypto. Small Town Cowboy. Red Hand. Marty McFly. Hubber Snacks. Choina. Hubber Snacks again. Nightbot's coming through. Damn, Nightbot snuck in there. Alexis Savard is saying, what is up? How are we doing, Alexis? So that's what we had this past week. We had LADZ Day. We had all of the amazing interviews. That Cometh interview is awesome. If you want to go check that out, we had Cometh on the channel on the Layer 1 podcast. We've got Charged Particles tomorrow. I've got a little bit of a sneak peek for you guys. If you're not paying attention to the Uplift chat, or you're a Guardian and below and you don't have access to it, you got to see this. This comes from Small Town Cowboy. This is the latest look at LADZ City in the Uplift. Just cruising, man. This was built piece by piece. Look at that. This is my favorite look right now. You guys, it's coming. It's coming. Don't worry. Look at, I don't know. Are those apartment complexes to our what? See, I need to sit down with Small Town Cowboy because every time we come into this video, there's something new. Is this an apartment complex on my right here? Built like piece by piece, dollhouses right there. That's Crypto Buffalo's spot. We are officially in LADZ City right here. When we're passing the dollhouse, I just feel like I'm in LADZ City, just sitting here, waiting for it. And this is only the beginning, man. We've got Sandbox. We've got CryptoVoxels. It's not a small town. It's Big Town Cowboy. So a really awesome finish here. You'll get to see the last bit of LADZ City. Look at that. Oh my God. So we're building out our metaverse home. We're Small Town Cowboy. Really getting after it in there. We'll have to reward my man some shape or form. We will get you what you deserve for building this absolute masterpiece, and it's not even done. So, cool to see there. I think there was one last piece where he was like taking us inside. I believe this is like the Noble access area, by the way. Yeah, we just took a left on Easy Street. Continued on. Look at this. Yeah. All right, that's all I've got to say about that. Uplift speaks for itself. Phenomenal job. A lot of people giving him some praise there. So Uplift speaking for itself. These times are in Eastern Standard Time. But Llama does have the translation here to the other time zones, as you can see in content schedule here. Eastern, Pacific, Asia, London, Hong Kong, Indonesia, Venezuela, all of them. So these are the times this week. You guys can check that out in content schedule. That is what's coming. That is what's happening here in LADZ City this week. I've got it right up in front of me. Some interesting news from ComethSwap and Salt and Satoshi. I've been plugging away at these two companies, these two platforms for a little while. We're going to be dropping some things for you guys. They're coming along. The ComethSwap situation where you got the layer 2 DEX, the automated market maker there on layer 2 Polygon. There's some interesting things we're going to bring into you guys. And then we've got Salt and Satoshi. They do a great job doing digiphysical merch. Magnus is a lad, a noble lad, and a minor lad, I believe. And he is working with the Salt and Satoshi crew, and we've got some awesome news to be sharing with you guys. And last but not least, I know I'm missing a lot. You know, LADZ City's popping off, so I'm obviously missing a ton. Our man Ronan took the full-time plunge into crypto. So can I get a hashtag Ronan in the chat? Our man took the full-time plunge. He left his full-time gig to pursue a career in NFTs. So he's got a little bit of a thread here as we're going by. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Nice, dude. Nice. This man is having a moment here on Twitter. So a little bit more. I don't know what is happening here. Those are Fruity Pebbles. Respect. A little bit of a LADZ shout out here. Continued. So shout out to Ronan, man. I'm sure that's going to free him up to have a lot more time to work with the lads, be in the city, and that Salt and Satoshi connection there that I just mentioned. Just be on the lookout. That's all I got. To the moon. So, hashtag Ronan. Amazing stuff in the chat. You guys are really showing him some love there. I'll have to show him that after the episode if he's not already here. All-time high is going to be 116 today. Please leave a like. It does help the episode get out. And if it's your first time here, this is LADZ City, man. Cross-project, social token community. We're bringing you the latest content. This is going to be Layer 1 live. I'm across the industry. And then, guys, give a big shout out to Llama as well. Llama, praying out for you, man. All right, that was a little bit of a longer intro than I'm used to. We got 41 of you in the house, and we're going to get started. We've got a price jump of 9%. This is a little bit old, as most cryptocurrency news sites have to be updated on like the hour, or else it's going to be a little bit behind schedule. So I've got Bitcoin's price jumping 9%. It was a little rough this past week. If you had weak hands, you were probably down and out. We saw a lot of liquidations. We talked about it last week on Layer 1 Live. A lot of margin traders were cleared off the books. We settled, I believe, at around 49. I mean, it might have been less. It might have been 46. Might be able to pull that up and pull some Dimitri here. Shout out to the beard. But we've since seen the bounce. And I don't think there's that much to be said about this actual bounce. I mean, we saw a complete drop-off in a lot of... Some cryptocurrencies were down 50%. Let's see if we can't zoom in here. Who trades by the month? All right, so... What's the all-time low here? Yeah, wick down to about 47. So we see that little wick down there. I'm getting my beard on today, guys. Should I draw some charts? Yeah, 46,937. And now we're seeing the bump back up. So if you held through that, if you bought the dip, congratulations to you. That's the way you do it, man. Crypto Stamina is saying ETH and LADZ did not blink. So this is just kind of a reaction to falling in that amount of time. In that short of a period, to fall that amount, I think was one of the largest day drops in the history of Bitcoin. We saw, and this goes for price, and that will only happen again and again. I mean, when Bitcoin's at 500K and it drops 50K, that'll be the biggest drop in USD value. So that's only going to continue, but we did see this bounce back up. So again, this comes from CoinDesk. Surged 9.7%. Biggest percentage rise since March 1st, rebounding from a 7-week low reached a day earlier. So, people are going to try to proclaim, hey, this is the reason why Bitcoin's going back up. JPMorgan, which we'll touch on here in a second, is offering a fund for private investment clients. So, I mean, if that's the reason why we're bumping, that's the reason. But really, this is just a reaction to the sharp drop we saw with all those liquidations. So Ascent began early in Asia trading hours when cryptocurrency reached lows. So Bitcoin reached lows of 48K and looked oversold as per relative strength index. So what are we saying here? It's just an overreaction to a lot of what happened last week, and now we're seeing the bump. We're at about 54K currently. So again, if you guys did catch that that little dip there. And I say little dip. That's the thing, man. Us in crypto that have been around for a long time, by now you should be okay with even some of this strong. As long as you're not levered up, we say it a billion times. As long as you're not levered up, did that even affect you last week? Put it in chat. How did that even feel? It doesn't even register my pulse at all. Meaning I'm dead. No, I mean, there's no actual uptick in any sort of vitals for me. Tigbo saying, imagine not buying BTC under 50K. Exactly. Chon is saying, I look more at the cost of gas these days than the price of BTC. Listen. So guys, put it in chat. Keep the comments coming. You guys are absolutely lighting it up today. I want to give a shout out to Richard Page. He said it's his first time on here. Good evening from the UK. Another UK lad we have here in the house. Potential lad. I'm not trying to force anything on you here. Scott, this is what I'm talking about. Scott is saying, I wasn't even paying attention, being too busy working and camping. While those may be two reasons that I wasn't really looking for, same result. Easy saying it didn't even blink. So we've got enough scars and time in the biz that last week, even though that was a huge dip, continue moving on. We're going to cover some of the fundamental reasons Bitcoin just saw a little bit of a bump, but we do have crypto exchanges for April, and again, it's not even end of April yet, already seeing some record highs in volume. And that had a lot to do, again, with last week, extremely volatile. So volume is going to take in sells and buys. So there was a lot of selling happening last week. So 1.3 trillion in volume. The amount eclipses the previous all-time high seen in February. As shown in the chart below, April figures also represent the third month in a row volumes have exceeded $1 trillion. So we see a little bit of the volume action here. Absolutely, Matt. Look at the 2017 volume here. If you were around for 2017, this was a crazy time. A crazy time. And it's like what? A tenth of the volume that we're seeing right now? Alexis is in from Canada. Phasia's pumping EOS in the chat. Keep it up, guys. I still feel for my EOS brethren from back in the day. I've long since sold, I'm sorry to say. So, some significant market events in this time. All-time high for Bitcoin as well. We talked about future liquidations last week. So that's kind of a general market overview. Again, we're going to hit this fundamental piece that came out yesterday. JPMorgan reportedly joining the BTC bandwagon as the giant bank plans to offer an actively managed BTC fund for private investors. So again, I'm going back. It's funny. I'm going back a bunch already in this episode, but as early as 3 years ago, Jamie Dimon was calling Bitcoin worse than the tulip bulbs. And he was firing in a second any bank employee that was trading Bitcoin. So we all know, or at least it's the general narrative here, that this run has been institutional driven. And we're only seeing more of that. According to the coverage, the New York Digital Investment Group, describing itself as financial services firm dedicated to Bitcoin, will be the custodian for these funds. This is for private clients only. If you have to ask, you can't afford it. So here's the reason ETH should be getting some bids right now too, right? Bitcoin is the gateway drug. It's only a matter of time, in my opinion, Do your own research. Financial advice. Not financial advice. But it's only a matter of time before JPMorgan reportedly launch an actively managed Ethereum fund to private clients. So that's what I'm telling my people who are asking me about the market right now is Ethereum. They then go into, what should I be getting into? Uniswap? I see Uni on here. But from a risk reward, I could see Ethereum at 10K before I could see Bitcoin at, I don't know, 250K. So, not financial advice again. This comes from Crypto Potato here. Just talking a little bit more about the markets. So, I actually love this blog, by the way. Crypto Potato is one you should definitely check out. Really thoughtful pieces. The past several days didn't go well for Bitcoin. Friday was especially bloody as it dropped from over 55 to 47.5. As a result, dabbled with 50,000, and obviously we're well beyond that. We're about 53, 54. A lot of traders are looking at Bitcoin market cap as it relates to altcoin market cap. That's called Bitcoin dominance. Apparently that has been falling as we've seen a lot of altcoins kind of take off. You see the altcoin chart here. Marty McFly is coming through with some theories here. I'm convinced the BTC market is manipulated to allow the big dogs to buy under around 50K. No doubt in my mind. I love it. The chances that is true are probably higher than they're not. I mean, what we saw with the Chinese miners kind of shutting down and everything that occurred with that wouldn't surprise me one bit. All right, we're going to move into quick news now. So drop the alpha if you guys have it. If you guys want me to touch on a story, drop it in chat. Otherwise, appreciate you guys continuing to light up those comment sections. I did have one more piece I missed here within LADZ City. We are upping the threshold to be a noble, to be a guardian, and to be although I think it's just guardian and noble at this point. Recruits will also be getting upped, although we're likely moving on from that role. But there is an airdrop that occurs with this. So if you have been holding LADZ, you need to fill out that application form. If you've been holding it for a while, we're doing an airdrop that coincides with this LADZ threshold. So that is going to be done tomorrow. It's going to be executed tomorrow. We had the nobles talk about this. So the nobles are holding 5,000 LADZ or more. They're going to be obviously the most involved in the network in some form or fashion. So we're discussing as nobles, hey, what do we want to do here? We put the proposal out. Eventually this will all be on chain as well. We'll use an app like Snapshot. So people will be able to take their LADZ, they'll be able to vote on different proposals on chain. But we're doing that threshold raise tomorrow. That is being executed. We're messing with the bot. We're changing those ranking thresholds. I want to see if I can pull that up for you guys. So here it is right here. Let's see. Increase LADZ ranking threshold, recruit Guardian Noble by 25, 50, and 250 LADZ respectively. So you really need it, and we can monitor this by when people are joining in chat. So people need to fill out this application form, and we need to monitor that. So there's an application form in the pinned message. So that's being executed tomorrow. Just want to point that out to everybody. We are upping that. Again, if there's issues, that we have great mods, we have a great team, we'll get it sorted. But that's rewarding early contributors, and we'll see what that happens going forward with the ranking threshold. It could go down in the future. It could go up in the future. It could stay the exact same. So that's the idea of having the nobles be involved in the network. If there's a good proposal put out there, the nobles should be able to vote on it, and we can get that going. So that is the update there. Let's get into quick news. So we covered this Thodex exchange. So this is an exchange in Turkey. There was a mysterious stoppage in the actual exchange paying out. So you could not withdraw. Trading, I believe, stopped as well. So Thodex CEO says its company had to halt trading because it suffered cyber attacks. But the original deposits are safe. Police detained 62 people. This is a full-on bust here. And the government is preparing to have, it looks like the CEO extradited to Albania. The guy's about to be put in the gulag. So a couple different reports here. The CEO saying that they were actually just trying to prevent withdrawals, some maybe not so friendly withdrawals from the exchange. And it looked like there has been some other cyber attacks here on the exchange. And this is all reported by the CEO. So what we have here is a stoppage in trading. People couldn't withdraw their funds. And they were obviously worried. There was billions in here. And then the CEO now is coming out and saying, no, everything's fine. Funds are safe. We just had to stop to prevent this stuff. So anyways, likely CEO is going to be detained, and he is going to be under severe questioning. I'm sure he's going to be under a ton of different lawsuits. So shout out to Thodex there. Jacksonville Jaguars future quarterback, Trevor Lawrence, is in a deal with Blockfolio. Blockfolio is making a bid here, man. Blockfolio is obviously owned by FTX. FTX bought the rights to Miami's basketball stadium, the naming rights. And now they're getting into will be the number one pick in the draft. So FTX is trying to get its name out there, work the marketing. So there is a deal here with Blockfolio, which is owned by FTX. And they are depositing that bonus. So included a significant signing bonus paid completely in cryptocurrency deposited directly into Lawrence's Blockfolio on Friday evening. Lawrence chose to start his portfolio of BTC, Ethereum, and Solana. Lawrence might be a Chad. Who knows? We got Solana in that bag there. But they're making a move, as we can see, Lawrence here. And this is just continuing the trend of athletes getting into cryptocurrency. Speaking of a guy, this is probably the funniest story of the day. Portnoy is probably the most famous pleb on this planet Earth right now. So let's listen and see what he's got to say. I got you guys. Hold on.
I did buy one Bitcoin. When it was at 48, it's all I could afford. 50 grand, I own one Bitcoin right now. I don't own any Doge. I sold Doge, not a loss. I went in my face. I bought it high when Dogecoin didn't go. I sold it, moved all to one Bitcoin. I'm the proud owner of one Bitcoin.
This guy is on coke and coffee.
Not including all the Bitcoin that I lost in the ether like 4 years ago. I did buy one Bitcoin. When it was at 48, it's all I could afford.
Obviously, Portnoy was involved around 12 to 14K. Last summer, I think he was getting involved in crypto. Now he's coming back in. At 50K, he only owns one Bitcoin, and that's all he can afford, as Tigbo's saying there. And to coincide with this, my man has an NFT coming out. So We'll see about more details. Oh, one of one piece here. See if we can't see this. So, I give it to the guy. He knows how to market.
I gotta look yoked now in this. All right, Frankie, pizza review time. Self-beat Super Bowl week. Where are we? We're on Collin. No, we're at 5th Street and Washington Ave.
So one piece Portnoy. I'm not going to speak much on it. The one cool thing here, the highest bidder of this auction will receive an invitation to watch a game with Dave Portnoy, where he will place a wager equal to the size of the winning bid of the NFT. If the bet hits, he will refund the winning bid to the winning bidder. So in Dave Portnoy-like fashion, he's getting after it. Can't knock the man's hustle. It's another NFT by another celebrity. But that's it. So Portnoy is in on BTC and he's in on NFTs. And he is fried. 100%. All right, the last piece of quick news before we hit NFTs. We got a good week in NFTs. Good week in DeFi as well, by the way. We have Polygon and Matic. And before I start this, guys, before I start this little piece, I do hold Matic. And thank you twice, 3 times to the Avagachi team. I was holding Ghost. I just was big into NFTs. I liked what Avagachi was doing. Bought some Ghost, and then they migrated. They were one of the first migrations to Polygon. And I had to migrate. I was almost forced to migrate if you wanted to take part in that. Did a couple things here and there. Got involved in ComethSwap and then Matic. And thank you so much to the Ghost team. Because damn is Matic taking off. And we see a couple. Binance Smart Chain, Polygon, Solana, Polkadot. But why are these all popping off? They're building out their ecosystems. They've got opportunities to invest and rewards campaigns set up for their apps that they're building on top of or that are building on top of them. So Matic is killing it. Solana is doing really well. Binance Smart Chain, do we have to even say anything about that? But we have a couple different pieces here. They're talking a lot about QuickSwap here. They're talking a lot about Aave. So Aave is one of the premier. If you don't know what Aave is in crypto, you need to do some DeFi research. One of the biggest DeFi projects, lending and borrowing platform. I believe they moved over 1 billion in total value locked just on Aave on Polygon alone. So if you're following me down, that Aave actually implemented the Polygon network, or built on top of Polygon network, connected to whatever you want to use, set up their lending and borrowing services there, and already has 1 billion locked up within, I believe, 2 weeks. Choin is dropping some Avagachi here. Avagachi have their roadmap event tomorrow morning, 25 XP for each of your gachis if you attend. Here is a little piece here. Again, Aave is now on Polygon. I've been staking into that platform like the easiest thing you could ever do. It is the future. Interacting with DeFi on a scalable blockchain is the future. No KYC. It's fairly simple. You're setting it up with your MetaMask. You're depositing. You're receiving a yield. You can pull it out at any time. Your rewards are compounding every second. So 1 billion in liquidity, 7.2K users on a single app 10 days after launch. They go into some QuickSwap stats here. This is one of the bigger DEXs on Polygon. Guys, Nightbot's going Nightbot is making itself known. Nightbot is like, if you want to be in here, you better settle down. I'm a fan of all caps though. Come on now. Foxy Yoga in the house. Foxy, it isn't me. Nightbot is just a little agitated. Been here for about 2 seconds. Already throwing its weight around. So I'll go to CoinGecko here, see if I can pull this up. But we are seeing a lot of increase here in these layer 2s or other scalable layer 1 solutions, right? Cosmos. We obviously have Polygon up here. We're talking about Matic right now. Harmony. The one I'm looking for is Solana. So go out to 7 days. There it is. Polygon, Solana. I'm not too familiar with this platform here. Binance. Oh, now we're picking fights. So that is what's happening. Polygon is I need to get more involved in it. They're doing an absolutely phenomenal job there. I'm going to see if I can pull up a quick post here. Chainstack did a ecosystem overview here. I can drop this in the chat for you guys if you want to take a look. It's a little bit hard to understand. They'll continue to work on this, but it does give you a kind of a look as you scroll down through the entire thread. You can kind of get a look at the entirety of the Polygon ecosystem, of which QuickSwap is not a part of. That is interesting. But really love what Polygon is doing. Again, I'm gonna do my part to get more involved in that ecosystem. It's an amazing experience once you can, interact with a platform like Aave without the gas fees. I'm telling you guys, because you have the interface, the platform, the integrity of the team, all of these things, and it's on a scalable chain. It's beautiful. All right, that is going to be it. Shout out to Dave Portnoy, who has one of the weakest hands in the biz. Noted when he sold from 14 to 12 and just capitulated. But he's back in. He owns 1 Bitcoin. All right, I'm going to touch on NFTs. I'm going to touch on DeFi, and then we are going to get up out of here. A lot of stories to cover today. I don't know if you can check the description, but there's a ton of stories. And I'm going to touch on one in particular really quick. I was doing my pre-episode research here. Dutchtide launches a convenience store in CryptoVoxels. I was looking to go straight into the store. You know how I love my metaverse little field trips here. So I'm visiting, and who do I see? And let's see if he's still here. Dutchtide may still be here. Is this him? Nope, that's anonymous. I was upstairs. I gotta make sure not to get dizzy here. Look, he's here. One of these guys is Dutchtide, guaranteed. Me and him were just chatting for about 30 minutes. 5 minutes. But 30 minutes prior to the show, I was here. There he is. What should I say to Dutchtide? Where's he at? Where's he at? There he is. Say something for the fans, Dutchtide. Give it to me. Just giving you guys a shout out there. Arms raised. So Dutch is building out a pretty cool little gallery here. He added a coffee shop. He was telling me he was in the middle of adding a coffee shop. So it looks like he got to adding some of this. Cool logo here, Dutch. So, I want to give a shout out to the growing metaverse community. Dutch is absolutely an OG. So I wanted to give him a quick shout out there. This story comes from NFT Plazas. Looks like there's going to be some auctions held. So Dutch starts off our NFT news here. Shout out to the main man himself. I know we're touching on Lindsay a bunch. Lindsay Lohan, you guys know how I feel. But Emily Ratajkowski is one of the GOATs. And honestly, super well spoken and very self-aware. There's Dutchtide. Let's go back real quick. All right, sorry, Emily. We're out. Dutchtide. Great spot you got here, man. I don't know how to get out. Get me out. Oh, my God. I'm in a glass case of Dutchtide. Really cool stuff here. As we see, Dutchtide is in the chat now. Our Vibe, our tribe. Great spot you got here, man. Just an impromptu interview. My man is multitasking. So. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Easy and Crypto is in the house. Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely a little bit of lag. There's about a minute. Just in case I say something stupid, I have to end the stream. Boom. Can't have any of that happening. Easy and Crypto is built out. Look at those sneaks. Let's talk about it. The Satoshi head, the wings. Coolest cat in LADZ City. I always say it. So, all right, I'm going to pop out. I'm going to leave Easy to go get some coffee in that coffee shop. We're going to touch on Emily Ratajkowski here. She's doing an NFT. Really self-aware woman. Really awesome. She's been through a lot. Been through a ton. Obviously, she's like a world-class starlet. But she is launching an NFT. I believe there is a link. But she actually embodies a lot of the movement behind NFTs, which is taking back ownership of your value. Right? So she creates a ton of value through her likeness. And for the longest time, Sports Illustrated or different companies or different photographers have been able to take advantage of it. What she's doing right now is trying to take that back. And she has a ton of books on this. You can see she is very deep in understanding and in kind of the sharing of value, or the capturing of value, if you will, but sharing the stories about it. So she's working with Christie's actually on May 14th to launch this piece. I know she had a picture of it. Let's see. Yep, here it is right here. So this is the actual piece that will go on sale. It literally is this one. It's not the one standing behind her. It's a picture of a picture of a picture. So wanted to give a quick shout out to Emily Ratajkowski. If I ever get her on this channel, I will promptly then die. My life will be complete. I hope my girlfriend isn't watching this. But shout out to Emily there. This is one creator who really understands the true value of, creating an NFT and being able to capture that value for yourself. As well as, I don't think there was any mention of community, but she's been dealing with that for a while. So if you guys can't tell, I'm super defensive of my girl Emily here. Interesting piece here. Analyzing the crypto art market specifically, they have some data that I want to share with you guys. So we obviously saw that big increase in March. That was one of the craziest times in NFT history. And we see a little bit of a cooling off period. So this is specifically for CryptoArt. You can see Nifty Gateway is definitely one of the bigger platforms here, providing most of the volume. And this does a great job of explaining it. October 2020, 2.83. By March of 2021, 205 million. So we've kind of reached, and I'm sure we'll touch this level as we're at April 25th now. So we're kind of back in February. We saw that big increase, and a lot of this probably comes from Beeple. So a lot of this volume is actually one piece, which is something I didn't put together before the show. But we do see a little bit of a cooling off period here. So from the peak of December 2020, we are around 8.24x. From the peak of March, we are around 60% down. And then from last February, we are 13% down. So again, you see that kind of laid out here in the picture. CryptoArt's going to continue to be a large player. Nifty Gateway is carrying that for sure. In my opinion, the CryptoArt scene is, or Nifty Gateway almost like has too many launches. But that's just me. NFT Plazas goes on to talk about how NFTs are related to the crypto market. Certainly after a period of strong surge in price, and as that greed index increases, you're going to see more NFT purchases. But just wanted to get you guys that info. Thought it was really cool. ComethSwap is doing some awesome electrifying things. They're adding a new mining mechanism here, where you essentially are being able to yield more from a different comet. So there's a lot when these DeFi NFT pieces, but we touched on this with Jerome, who heads up the Cometh team there. When you add these two functions together, NFT and DeFi can get a little hairy when it comes to explaining what's going on. But essentially, you have another piece, another asset that can be yielded, or yielded from, if you will. So you need to have a rover, and as these radioactive comets fly by, you can move your spaceship into the, pathway and drop your rover. You get to yield a currency or an asset from that comet. So there is a lot of different things going on within Cometh, but I definitely wanted to cover what they were doing. So you can own multiple rovers. You can see the reward rate here based on the total. And again, this is on Polygon as well. So Ethermon has been a project that has been around for a long time. It's going to get its own district in Decentraland. It's launching its own native token, Emon. This is another one that I believe is on Polygon. You're starting to get a trend here. So again, started as a 2D game in 2017. They've been developing the 3D version. They are launching in Decentraland. You'll be able to see that little community launch in Decentraland. That should be pretty fun. At the time, Ethermon was one of a kind, but since then there's been a ton of different competitors. So be watchful to see how all this goes with this game here. Flint Savage in the house. Listen, we had I know I talked about Friday's LADZ Day, but I woke up on Saturday morning and the party was still going. Flint Savage was running some tunes, had his video set up. He was vibing hard. And I told him at the time, it felt like New York City. LADZ City is all-nighter, never stops. So, last piece under the NFT section here. This is big. NFTb secures funding under a $100 million fund set up to boost Binance Smart Chain ecosystem. NFTb is likely going to be the OpenSea of the Binance Smart Chain ecosystem. Now we had another, now that I'm thinking about it out loud, there is another piece that got, I believe, some funding. Another platform that got some funding within BSC, if you guys remember that. But quickly, NFTb is a decentralized marketplace that enables anyone anywhere to mint, sell, buy, and swap NFTs at a fraction of the cost and speed of other NFT platforms. There's a bunch of other different reasons they're giving, but that's basically it. One quick piece, a key differentiating factor between NFTb and all other NFT platforms, a feature that allows artists to donate a percentage of their income to charity. So I believe that can be baked in. They have an option where you can actually, when you're listing it, you can actually set a certain amount to charity. So NFTb is launching with a long list of digital creators in Asia and Europe and looks to continue its expansion into the nascent digital art ecosystem in Asia. So big news there. BSC is building itself out. Building itself out slowly but surely. And I did not mean for this transition, but PancakeSwap. What are you going to say? I believe PancakeSwap is going to overtake a lot of these DEXs here in the next month or two. Not investment advice. Where are we at right now? PancakeSwap is at 29. The 29th largest cryptocurrency project, PancakeSwap. On an absolute tear. PancakeSwap alone did more than all of Ethereum combined in transactions. According to data from BSC, PancakeSwap had over 2 million transactions compared to Ethereum's 1.55 million in the last 24 hours. The entire Ethereum ecosystem, not Uni, not just one or two or three, not just DEXs. So some of these are dust transactions. I get it. But there was also another piece to this story that I wanted to touch on. So Binance Smart Chain is a scalable solution, but it also has its limits. And that's something that hasn't been talked about. But on April 20th, we have a tweet from PancakeSwap here. No, PancakeSwap isn't slow. BSC is just overloaded right now. We also have an all-time high number of people using the site. So what does that mean? It means that while I feel like BSC and Polygon have been touted as this way that people are going to be able to transact and have low fees, they still have a limit. There is a ceiling to even the layer 2s and the new layer 1s here. So there's a little bit of here. Research suggests that BSC could go the way of EOS if it does not take steps to upgrade computing power, storage, and availability to keep up with the increase in demand. That's a shot, very direct shot at EOS, but the point remains there is a limit to these chains as well. Red Hand is saying, I need to figure out how to get into that. Scared to get rid of ETH. Yeah, it's not financial advice. Finding your way to Polygon, Binance Smart Chain, there are opportunities there as more projects get launched. So PancakeSwap has been on an absolute tear. Probably one of the best performing assets in the entire industry. If I had to look at the seed price or initial price, I'm sure it's doing really well. Here's another project in DeFi that's doing super well. Refinance. So they're built on Substrate. They're going to be built within the Polkadot ecosystem here. If you can get your hands on some Reef, not financial advice, they're doing some positive things. They had that negative piece of news with FTX where FTX was trying to take an investment in them. And then they reneged on the deal. So this is launching in May. Is a cross-chain DeFi operating system allowing traders to access liquidity from centralized and decentralized exchanges. So I'm thinking 1 inch with a Polkadot play here. So pretty much a DeFi hub within Polkadot, or with that Polkadot integration. But they're also doing some other things that could potentially sway your mind here. So Refinance is partnered with Aavegotchi, so doing a little bit of partnerships. This just hit, so no big details. Collaboration, Reef users will be able to interact with Aavegotchis by staking the Reef token in Reef yield engine baskets. Refinance will also list fractional Aavegotchi NFTs in the Reef DeFi baskets. Fractional NFTs allow liquid markets for NFTs. Yeah, down the rabbit hole we go. You're right. Apologies. Marty McFly, is the price ticker new, or am I just now noticing? Nice touch. I've been doing the price ticker for a long time. It touches me that you just said nice touch. Thank you. I appreciate that. I would love to get some other tokens, by the way. If you guys got any tokens you want on this price ticker up here, you let me know. All right, last couple stories here. I've got I love DAOs. Wyoming DAO law to go into effect in July. It looks like this was passed and is now being signed by Governor Mark Gordon. Legislation introduced earlier this year, Wyoming to create a legal link between decentralized DAOs and the state government is now the law of the land. This law allows DAOs to become registered as limited liability corporations, or LLCs, in the state. DAOs are a 2023 play. I think social tokens are 2022. And this isn't a one size fits all. It's not going to solve a lot of the clarity around DAOs, but it's a start. It's a start. So, digital asset stakeholders made it clear to us that they were concerned about facing general partnership liability in the absence of a well-defined corporate structure. So just kind of getting some regulatory clarity there. Shout out to, I think Caitlin Long was a part of this. There's a picture in CoinDesk, I believe, that had her talking about it. Yep. It's official. Wyoming will recognize DAOs as a new type of LLC effective July 1st. So they are putting in some work there in Wyoming, and I'm sure as we get more regulatory clarity, that will be a boon for DAOs. And it will be very easy. But again, that's going to be 2022, 2023 at best. Everyone's still making their way through NFTs. Not going to touch on much with this story, but whenever Framework is getting involved, love the guys at Framework. So Vance and Michael over there, it looks like they're leading here. Tokamak raises $4 million from Framework and DeFi investors to build a liquidity reactor. Decentralized liquidity reactor. Sounds like liquidity is probably the lifeblood of DeFi protocols and platforms and apps. They're just trying to provide more. Build that out. So, want to touch on that Framework piece, and that is going to do it for today. Right about at an hour. You guys killed it the entire time. Got to see Easy and Crypto in CryptoVoxels. We are coming to you this week with more, guys. I'm going to try to get that out in front of you guys right now. We are coming with more this week. As you can see right here on the screen, Layer 1 Live happening right now. Layer 1 podcast tomorrow with Charged Particles. NFT Live on Wednesday. Easy Street is either Thursday or Friday. Still working through. And then we got LADZ Day on Friday. LADZ Poker on Saturday. ComethSwap. That's all I'm going to say. Sultan Satoshi. That's all I'm going to say. And there was one more. Yeah, that LADZ threshold's getting pushed up. And then let's just give a quick shout out to Drippies, man. A lot of you are some Drippies LADZ owners. Look at what Florian here is doing. So speaking of Polygon, we got a sale here on Polygon with a project called Moonwolf. Not necessarily sure what Moonwolf's doing, but Florian is building. Love to see it. That's probably a good thing for your guys' LADZ Drippies. And it's great to see. Look at that little look at the gas piece there. Do you see that? That's a good touch. Easy in Crypto saying that was fun to jump in CV. Absolutely. Red Hand saying awesome show. Our vibe, our tribe. Space Cat saying love the new shows. Thank you, lads. Yeah, Kagyan NFT Arcade, man. We had a great episode. Panda Pops came on. Alexis saying voxel token. Crypto Stamina, our vibe, our tribe. And that's what we're doing here, guys. Building up the tribe each and every week. We're getting better. Thank you so much for the support. We'll be coming with some announcements as it's related to that LADZ threshold increase. Thank you for the nobles that participated in that. We had a lot of good comments come through. GB had a great comment on season 1. And that's going to be it, guys. I appreciate you stopping by. My hope is next week I will have some background music for you guys. I'm going to have some nice non-copyright music. Otherwise, congrats to those who bought the dip. And as we always say, happy trading.